Hello everybody, welcome again to Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road Edition. Once again, we're back in the Backcountry Byway in Slade, Kentucky. Today we're going to be doing Cave Fork Road and Bald Rock. We're going to start out on Highway 11 just outside of Slade. We're going to work our way all the way over to just outside of Beattyville where we will exit. As you can see from the map here, it shows the direction we'll be traveling. Enter off of Ashland Camp Road, and here we go. I sped a lot of this up. It's a very easy ride pretty much all the way through. About any stock vehicle can do this. You'll see a little later we'll meet up with another group of riders that have several stock vehicles in it that are navigating this without any real problems. I show most of this because I want everybody to see the whole ride, how easy it is. Some of it, we got some water crossings, there's some rocks, but nothing that's not navigable with almost any stock height four-wheel drive. Don't need to use low range or anything in this one. There are also a few other things back in here. Once we get past the halfway mark, I'll point those out when we get to them. There's some rock climbers parking lots, Red River Gorge Climbing Coalition. As we go through here, we'll see some evidence of gas and oil drilling, excuse me. This first half is maintained by those, and you can tell it looks fairly freshly graded, and it looks pretty nice. Plenty nice wide road. We get to the other side, it's less maintained, but it's still nice. If we get to some water crossings, I'll slow it down a little bit so you can see those. Here's one right here. Slow it down, and should be a picture for the rear pop up here, and you can see how the rear also. And I speed it up again. Again, I just want to show this whole thing so everybody can see how easy it really is, and you can judge yourself by whether you think you'll be able to take your vehicle on it. I do this one by myself because it is easy. If you do not feel safe yourself, then you probably shouldn't do it by yourself. At least do it in a group the first time so you know what you're getting into. Changing conditions, rain, storms, etc. can cause all kinds of other things to happen. You can have washouts, there can be trees down. So if you haven't been on it in a while, you need to be prepared. I usually carry a battery operated chainsaw with me just in case, and I also have a winch and other equipment. If you look off to the left side as we go through here, you can see there's a creek, and it follows us most of the way, and we cross it and it ends up on the right side, and it goes back and forth. This time of year there's still a little ice. This was in January. Hadn't been real cold, but back in here the sun doesn't get in for very long during the day. If you use the here's another water crossing. If you use the Backcountry Byway Avenza map, you can follow along and know exactly where you're at. It uses a Car2Trax is the provider, and it runs on the Avenza app. The Avenza app is free. The map, you have to pay for it. And as again, we can see that we're going to cross. We do this several times. The water's up a little bit, but it's not over a few inches tall. You can see my left front wheel. I've got 33-inch tires, and it's probably about 4 inches deep right now. And here we are. We're getting ready to meet up with the Justice Explorers group out of the Lexington area. So we're going to have them come through here, and we'll watch those come by. Enjoy the Jeeps as you meet them. I pulled off to the side, get out of the way. He's kind of directing me where he wants me to be. He's the leader. They also have a Facebook page, and he does organize rides fairly regularly. I believe he's sponsored by Dan Cummins. And you can notice the vehicles as they go by. You can see the ground clearance in the lower left as well as the rear as they go by. There's about 10, I believe, in this group. And we continue to watch the Justice Explorers folks go by. And we're going to be getting in this creek here in just a second, and we're going to navigate it up until we reach the other side. It's not very deep. You can see the left front wheel there on how deep it is, and you can see the water in the rear camera. The rear camera is actually sitting on the rear bumper. And we get out of the water here. Again, I sped it up, not too eventful. Now this other end of it, you notice we're getting in a little bit more water and a little bit rougher. It's still not very rough. It looks a little rougher than it is with the video sped up. Again, you can see how close we are to the water and in the water. This is one of the easiest rides. Don't make the mistake and go left there. That takes you up to a little mining operation, drilling. Just stay to the right at this particular spot. Most of the time we stay left. And there's the creek on the left again. Expect mud. It's usually muddy back in here all the time. Just the way it is back in the Backcountry Byway. This has a good solid rock bottom, so you don't have to worry too much about getting stuck or anything through here. Most of the byway is that way. It has a solid rock bottom. Enjoy the music while we just travel down the byway. Again, there's the creek on the left. We're going to go in it a little bit again here. And right back out of it, back onto the trail. It gets really pretty back in here in the spring. I have another video where I did part of this and another trail. It splits up here. We're gonna, hopefully when I see it, we'll stay left and I can point it out. There's an oil rig right in the middle of a split. And when you get to that split, you stay left and go on up to Bald Rock, which is the easy way. If you go right, it takes you another way, which is a little bit more challenging. Little water crossing again here. This one's slightly deeper, but not much. It might be 4 to 6 inches. Still nothing you can't handle in a stock height vehicle. Again, note that it's a fairly easy ride, and we're going to go another water crossing. It's a little wider. This one's a little popular spot to take pictures. A lot of folks take pictures here. Actually, one of my intro pictures, I believe, is taken here. This is probably the deepest spot. It might be 6 inches deep here. And we're going to stay left and go up the hill. Stay on the trail. Again, sped up. This took probably just under an hour for us to do the whole ride. Depending on how many folks are with you, it'll take a little bit longer. Because the more people you have, it just takes a little longer. And if you want to stop and take pictures, that'll take a little longer too. It's entirely up to you. I have seen a blue heron on this before, and if there's a lot of people back here, of course you won't see much wildlife, but if you come back here when there's not a lot of people, you have a better chance of seeing wildlife. It tends to get busy on the weekends once spring starts to get here. Can't see it much here. Notice the creek to the left. Very scenic. Again, you have to watch out. There's still some private property on the left and the right, and we're going to run up on another two-door Jeep here. They're pulling off to the side to let us by. They saw us. And we're moving right along again. Still notice we're running alongside of the creek. Hope you like my videos. If you do, watch them. It'd be nice if you could subscribe if you want to, and like them. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, be sure to ask. I'm making new videos. I try to put one out every 10 days, 2 weeks. Here we're going to stay left. See the oil derrick there in the middle. We're going to stay left here. This puts us onto Bald Rock. And we've got a water crossing here. Bald Rock comes out, I believe it's 498 on the other end, and that's close to Beattyville. Takes you straight back to Highway 11. That's the side the climbers come in on. When we get closer up in there, you'll see that it's a better road. This little, I guess you'd call it connector between Cave Fork and the climbing end of it is, I don't know, slightly rougher, not a lot. This is easily a 1 trail. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's easily a 1, 1.5 maybe, I guess, depending on what your vehicle can do. Mud holes are shallow, but you'll get muddy. And notice we're going to do another crossing, go up the creek a little bit here. Notice there's a little bit of there's a pipe hanging across. That's got something to do with some of the equipment that they do up in here. And this looks like it's about 6 inches deep. But it connects to the trail on the other side. Again, it's nice and smooth. You can see how I'm going through it. I'm probably going 5 miles an hour. I'm not going very fast. And a few little rock ledges here, what, 4 or 5 inches? Not much. If you want to see how much moves, you can see the hood. The image stabilization makes the image not do that, but you can see how the hood moves when I go over rocks. And there's quite a few of these little mini oil derricks back in here. And you can see there's a little ice along the edge here. This is a little place that's shaded more, so it's got a little bit more ice on the creek. Up the creek a little bit more again. It's not very deep again. 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches, depending on where I'm at. Now, if you come through here right after a big rain, it could likely be deeper. And we come out of the water and back on the trail. And another little water crossing. This creek goes back and forth and back and forth, so we have to cross it a lot. We'll do this again in the spring when the trees are all out and the grass and everything is nice and green, and you can see the contrast difference. I do several organized rides with other people, and I make videos of those as well. I have some on the channel that you can go back and look at, and you can see the changing conditions. We were real dry last year during the summer, and some of the harder trails were not as hard because of it. But since it's rained, they've gotten a little slicker, the harder ones have. And we sped up a little here. And we're going to come up on a parking area here in a second. I went past the main entrance, I believe. I do when I get to it. It shouldn't be long. I believe that's it right there. That's where I should have turned in, but I'm going to turn in this other side. This is part of the Pendergrass-Murray Recreational Parking, part of the Red River Gorge Climbing Coalition property. I believe I have links in the description to tell you more about it. They own I don't know if they own or control 3 properties. 2 of them are on Bald Rock. I'm going to pull down in here and just give you a little quick look at the sign, and then we'll turn around and head back out of here. Probably should have sped this up a little more, but that's okay. Several people are here, and this is February. And I believe it is a fee area. You need to pay a minimal fee if you want to actually use the facilities and climb. Again, I believe that's in a link in my description that takes you to the main page and each of these 2 areas that are on this trail. This end's going to be a lot easier. This is the end that the folks come in on that want to do the climbing, and there actually are several labeled areas off to the sides. Probably won't notice them. We're going the opposite direction, but there are some signs that point to, I guess you would call it, climbing areas. I'm not familiar with that. I don't do climbing, but I'm happy to disperse the information. And you'll see there's somebody parked here, so this must be one of those areas. There's a little sign to the left real quick, and there's a bridge that goes across there. I think I stopped real quick, take a peek. And there was a sign that, points back the other way. If we come the other way, you'd see that. Maybe I'll do that sometime and point those out better. And we're getting close to the end. Right up here, we're getting close to the Bald Rock area. We'll pop up here, Bald Rock Recreational parking areas right here. It's a big wide area, and there are several named, I guess you call them climbs, up through here. And we're pretty much on, it's real smooth, and we're out of here. And if you saw the map at the beginning again, you'll see we're going to end up on 498. We'll take 498, make a left, and take us back to Highway 11. And if we want to go back to Slade, we take a left on 11. This is a pretty smooth area getting up out of here. There are several other things that the Bald Rock area has up here for climbers. I think they have rental cabins and stuff like that. They're doing several things on this end. If that's the kind of thing you're interested in, maybe the links hopefully in the description below will help you. There's some of the construction they're doing. And I hope everybody's enjoyed the video, and come back for more. I'll have several more of them, different areas in the Backcountry Byway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it.